man. Hell yeah, let's do it. All right, guys. Welcome back to Jake, James, and Friends. Here with Tyler Gill. Back again, man. What's the second or third
Back
time
again.
lately?
Second on this show, third lifetime.
Third lifetime? Okay. I've gone through a couple podcasts. You know how it goes, though, man.
No, I appreciate you having me, man. It's always good to sit down and talk.
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely, man. We're in downtown Phoenix today. I'm glad that you're here. You were my inspiration for moving downtown. You know that? Have I told you that before?
Nah, bro. I did not know that.
Absolutely, man. Because you moved downtown a year or two ago now?
Yeah, I'm going on my second year.
Okay, and it was your balcony pics, the city pics, seeing the city sounds, your morning walks. I was like, man, downtown looks so fun.
To be honest, bro, it took me a while to adjust because I went through, like, to be 100% real, I went through a really crazy, like, dark chapter in my life when I first came downtown.
Okay.
And then I went from the suburbs, like just like outskirt cities, you know, to going to like the city.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much of an adjustment it would be.
Yeah.
And I had to like find like just solitude, you know what I mean? I had to find a way to isolate. I had to find a way to try to heal from the things I was going through to try to get my mind back in the right spot. But
when you first get downtown, that seems a little impossible.
Bro, it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I was like, what did I just do?
Yeah. I kind of felt the same way.
So, but I say all that to say, bro, like I've gotten into my second year. I decided to stay, and this year, you know, I've been able to already utilize what I'm supposed to down here.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to a better headspace to be able to do the things that I intended to do when I first got here. Sometimes, you know, life just takes its course, bro, and you have to try your best with what you got to get where you need to go.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I had a very, very similar experience. You know, I was coming off back-to-back terrible relationships, pretty much.
Bro, relationships,
you know what I mean?
the right ones, bro, and this isn't just love, but the right ones can take you everywhere you need to go, bro.
Yeah.
And then the wrong ones can take you further away from the things that you want most.
Yeah. Like I'm dating somebody right now. We talked about it earlier, and it's the first time in a long time where like I'm truly content. Like I have a great person.
That's awesome, bro.
I don't got my eyes on other things, you know.
That's what happens when you're happy.
Yeah, it keeps you focused too, for real.
For real,
like,
bro. It gives you that sense of purpose.
When I first moved downtown, I was very single, right? And then being able to like go down an elevator and a door opens and all of your friends are at every bar. There's somebody you know everywhere, you know. You start becoming a regular at places like Liars Club, you know what I mean? Right. And then, you know, 6 nights a week, you can go almost anywhere and run into some friends and have an epic time, right?
Yep.
And you could get carried away with that really quickly.
Yeah, bro. I had to like. I don't like to drink, bro.
Yeah.
You know, when I do drink, I feel like for me, it's like things always get off course. Whether it's coming over a hangover for like 3 or 4 days, or I don't always keep my head on straight. You know, like I'm just like I'm gonna go make an impulse decision I don't need to make. You know what I mean? And as the more time I've spent with that, you know, I try my best to just maintain sobriety when it comes. And then like if I am gonna drink, it needs to be for an occasion with like something set up to go do. Yeah. Because if not, bro, then it's just like, you know, like I spent a lot of time in my first year down here, like you said, just drinking, you know, going back and forth. Like you're just living, bro. Like I need to be thinking about settling down and having a family, not going out to bars and partying and all that. You know what I mean?
How old are you right now?
31.
Oh yeah, you're prime
time, bro. But I mean, I'm not that that's my primary focus. My primary focus, bro, is to just stay level-headed, stay happy, bro. Stay working on myself. Keep my relationship with God first, bro. And I think that's big for me now. Yeah. And it's big for, you know, whoever I spend my time with in that romantic matter, because when things go wrong, because they will, like where do we turn? You know what I mean? And I'm learning to turn to God, not turn outward to other things or people or materials or situations. Yeah. And, you know, I think that at the end of the day, it's smart to have a person who does that too, because we live in a world, bro, where everything's accessible. Yeah. Everything. And things do go wrong. You know, you're not going to have a perfect life. Right. And when things do go wrong, if it's accessible for anybody to just go check the DMs out, to respond to that person that they ain't been responding to for 6 months, who's been nagging, you know what I mean? Everybody's got them. You know, it's a weird world, you know?
Dude, that's how I got my chick, man. You know what, man? Like, I told her this before, so I can say this. I do pretty well, man. Like, I don't get told no super often. You know what I mean? Like, as far as women, like, I got a little bit of game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
But this one, I went after for like a year. Like, I was in her DMs, like, yo, what's up? What's up? And she's just like, yo, it's not you. It's like my life's in a weird place right now, you know what I mean? And she
Yeah.
curbed me for like a year, and then like I don't know, like 3 months ago, she was like, all right, fine, let's do it. And then like we fell in love like instant, like literally
There
in
you
like
go, bro.
4
That's
minutes.
How that's how it happens, bro. You know what I mean? I'll plead the fifth on my
But
side.
I like it though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like it though, man, because like you know, you don't always respect the girls that let you get it instantly. You know what I'm saying? So like, I like that she made me chase her. It's like I feel like,
bro. I mean, I think that usually when you do, at the end of the day, bro, we're gonna get into a Dr. Phil episode. So
yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah. We've done enough of like the rap and everything else.
Yeah,
podcast
but
before, right?
I think I don't know, bro. I think it's one of those things when you have the right person, the right things happen. When you don't, the wrong things happen, bro. And it's as simple as that.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
However you get there, whatever.
Yeah.
But once you get there, cherish what you got, man.
Yeah. Life feels good when things start working out, though, right?
Oh, bro, when you can hit alignment, I think there's nothing that feels better, and it's like common sense, right? Like, eat good, sleep good,
yeah,
work out, read,
Yep.
get your mind right, be creative,
Yeah.
Whether it's creating a business plan or music or art, and then find like learning how to love yourself. A lot of people don't know how to do that, bro. I didn't know how to do that. Like I had to learn the last couple years how to love myself because it's like self-sabotage, right? Like you hurt yourself because you feel like that's what you're supposed to do, or like you think that like you're not worthy or whatever.
Yep.
And you have to like find ways to love yourself. And that's like a lot of people like maybe don't openly admit that that's hard sometimes. You know what I mean? But
it's almost the hardest.
But
right?
we all go through that where it's like you have to find ways, bro, to appreciate yourself, like things you've done, things that you're going through, like have grace for yourself.
Yeah.
Give yourself the ability to grow. Like and no matter who you are or what you've been through or what's happened to you or what you've done to others, like you're allowed to change and you can change, and nobody can tell you that you're the same person today as you were yesterday or the day before, because like we all have things we've been through, go through, like that's life.
Yeah, it is.
You feel me? So it's like it's up to you as the person to make that choice, bro. Like nobody else can choose for you. That's like my favorite song right now is In the Dirt by Russ.
Okay.
If you listen to it, bro, he talks about that, bro.
Okay.
Like, if you could self-sabotage or you could work on yourself, and like when that worry creeps in on you, that's the devil coming for you.
Yeah.
And you have the choice, like how are you gonna cave in?
Yep.
Or are you gonna stand tall? You know what I mean? And we've all caved in before.
Yes, we have.
You know what I mean? But the beautiful thing about that is that God's always there to get us when we're ready again. You know what I mean? And he's always gonna cheer us on for consistency, as we have to be our biggest cheerleader.
Yeah, I feel that. I love that you touched on that. I actually got self-love tattooed on my hand.
There you go.
Shout out to Sad Boy Studios. I got this in the back at Gracie's.
Sounds like an epic night.
Yeah, it was a good time. But no, I'm going through the same phase right now, man. It's like I feel like I've got so as you know, like I got divorced like almost 2 years ago now, right? And like obviously that brought me somewhere really, really dark, right?
For sure.
And
bro.
then you have to get a bunch of things out of your system, and then you get happy. Then you got to get a bunch of other things out of your system. You know what I'm saying? There are so many phases, and there's highs and lows.
Were you a person that like revisited a lot of like, couldn't let go of a lot of things, and it was hard for you to let go?
No, actually. So like, I don't really want to get into what happened, but like based on like what happened, it was such a traumatic experience on my end that like when it was over, it was over. Like it went from like not over to like never seeing this person again in like a 14-hour span, right? What happened was that drastic, right? Yeah. So like
same boat.
It was over, but I was married for 12 years. I was a regular, I was a husband and a dad. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from a small town in the Midwest, you know what I mean? So like moved out here with my family and had this whole life for 5 years, and now all of a sudden I'm single. I'm alone. I'm in this city where I know I have like a million acquaintances, but I got like 3 friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how that is. And it's just like, you're like, who the fuck am I? What am I going to do? Like, obviously, like, you can date and like go get chicks, but it's just like, you have to like literally sit down with yourself with like a pen and a pad and be like, who am I? Who am I going to become? What am I?
What do I like? What do I not like? I went through a lot of that, bro. I read this book. It's called Switch Your Brain On by Dr. Carolyn Lee.
Okay.
And it's basically about how our brain is a muscle.
Yeah.
And we condition it off muscle memory, right?
Yeah.
And there's ways to rewire bad habits out of you and to try to correct yourself from the things that you're self-aware of that you do wrong.
Yeah.
That book helped a lot, but I think like anything in my life, it takes a while to resonate.
Yeah.
You know, at first you're just like, this is no, whatever, you know, you kind of resist it a little bit, but I've become a lot better at accepting things when I hear them than being resistant. Like instead of just automatically being like, no, now I'm more so like, okay, but why? Just so I can try to understand it rather than like shutting down the idea of it at Front Street. You know what I mean? So, but I feel like that comes with time and growth and understanding yourself and what you're around.
It does, because we're all screwed up from things we don't even realize. Like, I got diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis when I was 10. So, like, literally I've been in terrible pain every single day of my life since I got these wrist braces on right now, because both of my wrists are just terrible pain, like literally right now. Like, you can't tell by looking at me, but like I have to go through this life with this, and I can't. Now I'm getting older, I'm realizing the trauma as a kid to have to deal with that pain and not knowing or understanding
getting
what
like, it was.
How did that wire me to a point where like maybe some of these things,
it is like, wild when you start thinking about that stuff, where like you start thinking about your subconscious that you had growing up. Like I think about, you know, there's so many positive things that I got from my parents. Like, and I would never sit on Front Street and say that, you know, because I think of myself of what I have been through. And I'm like, you know, there's a lot of people in my family who have been through similar situations or scenarios or drug addicts or like fell all the way off. And I fell off a few times in different ways. But I always do find a way to get back right. You know what I mean? And I think that there's something to be said for, you know, consistency and grit through tough situations. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So I'm my nationality, my family, I got Finnish, and there's this old Finnish word called sisu. Sisu means, you know, having faith in the faith of adversity. You know, perseverance in the faith of. Sisu means perseverance in the face of adversity.
Okay. That kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. I did karate, and there was this. It was called fudochi. And fudochi is unmovable spirit. Basically, you're in a spot where like, you know, you feel how you feel and you do what's right, and it's unmovable. You know. But I lost my train of thought and back to it. So as many things I said as I learned from my parents that were beautiful. You know what I mean? That taught me good traits and kind of got me to where I'm at. I also saw and inherited a lot of subconscious behavior that I didn't realize I inherited. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, bro, you don't realize you have these things until you're in situations where they become present. One of those for me is relationships. I'm fine in my life when there's no relationship, right? Because I've just been good at building that part of my life. I'm good at doing it. You know what I mean? But then I never witnessed a healthy relationship in my household. So subconsciously, I don't really know what that looks like. So I've always had like, you know, not that I don't know how to love or, you know, date or, you know what I mean? But when it comes down to the brass tacks of things, there's things that are wired in me that I have to learn, like, okay, like that was my childhood, that isn't now. You know what I mean? Or like, damn, that happened because of things that happened in my childhood. You know what I mean? And bro, those are tough things to face. Because like when I went to therapy, bro, I used to think it was so stupid. And I was like, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb. But it's like the gym, bro. It's like once you go 10 times and you can see it in the mirror, you're like, ooh, like I'm looking good.
I ain't stopping.
And it's the same thing with therapy, bro, where like at first, like I thought this is stupid, this is stupid, this is stupid. And then one day, like, she finally laid it all on me. She's like, I was just getting to know you. And I was like, oh, that's how this works. Like you didn't say anything or weren't giving me too much advice because you wanted to hear me talk circles about what's really going on up here. And I did. And then when she laid it on me and helped me identify where things came from, now it's in the part of my life or the phase of my life that's plan of action. And I'm not perfect at the things, but I'm working towards them, bro. And I think that that's dope, bro, because a lot of people, like I talk about this a lot on podcasts and things like that, bro. Just like, I think it's important to invest in your mental health. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to see a therapist, you know? I personally believe, like, if you can, do your best to stay away from medications. I don't support what, you know, medications do. I know some people though are manic. Some people need those things, and I would never take that away from people who do need them.
It's obviously appropriate in certain
trust me, bro, like I've been through some episodes myself where like, you need medication. That's what you need to take. That's what you need to do. And that's also tough too, because you're just like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna figure this out. You know what I mean? And then
I'm gonna grind it out the hard way.
Bro. And I just know, bro, one time I was a kid. I was like, I don't know, 15. And I wasn't my parents, like they had taken antidepressants and they wanted me to take some like Zoloft or Lexapro or some shit. And I remember I went and I got some prescribed to me, and I took it, and the shit made me feel so off, bro.
Yeah.
So I started faking taking it.
Okay.
So for years, like, they thought I was taking it.
Yeah.
And then, like, if I'd have, like, something where we'd fight, they'd be like, did you take your medication today? And I'm just, like, thinking in my head, I never took that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, like, we ended up talking about it later, because I remember when I was 18, they were like, you have the choice. Like, do you still want to be prescribed it? I was like, I never took it.
Yeah.
I literally never took that shit. You know what I mean? So for me, bro, I just think that, you know, it's so important to keep track of your environment. It's so important to keep track of your habits, because all it takes is consistency in any area to build momentum.
Yeah.
So consistency of bad habits is going to build, you know, momentum towards bad things.
Right.
You know, and consistency with good habits is going to build more momentum towards good things.
Yeah.
But we don't even realize sometimes when we're self-sabotaging or when we're really going through things, how much momentum we're building towards bad things. And that is a key factor of life where I've had to learn to, and I'm not perfect at it, bro. Like I've had so many things happen where it's like, are you not going to learn, bro?
Yeah.
But it's like now I'm finally at a point where I can say, like, I'm okay being alone.
Yeah.
I'm okay just spending time with God. I'm okay working on myself.
Yep.
I don't need exterior validation. I don't care what people say.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the things that make me happy, that I enjoy. And that's what's going to help me attract what's for me.
Yeah.
And I'm finally accepting that I can't control what's for me. I can't control, like, don't get me wrong, you can manifest.
Yeah.
You can read the stars and go for your destiny.
Even then, you don't always get what you ask for. You get what you're supposed to get.
You get what you're supposed
right?
to get.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing in that, bro, like to go back to the music thing.
Yeah.
And I think we may have talked about this before, but to retouch on it, bro, I think God gives you what you're prepared for.
Yeah.
And I told you, bro, like I prepared for where I got into that tournament the first time I went into it.
That's amazing.
But I'm saying I didn't prepare past that point.
Yeah.
So I didn't get past that point.
Okay.
Because like I had things ready,
Yeah.
but I didn't really grind to like get everything right past that point, and it showed because the booze got to me. I couldn't hear the beat. I fell off, and I really had to start freestyling.
Yeah.
Which was ass compared to what I had
What you had ready to go.
Yeah, ready to go.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like overly prepared for that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So God didn't bless me with that.
Yeah.
But I was overly prepared for everything prior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that like whatever we're actually prepared for and ready for, we get. And that doesn't always go just the positive way.
Yeah.
You know, if you keep doing things the wrong way, eventually it's going to catch up to you. And I've had to learn that the hard way.
Momentum works both directions, right?
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely, bro. And I've had to learn, bro, like the hard way is always learning things the hard way.
Yeah.
And that's
I have
like,
to learn things the hard way though. Like, and I hate
see,
it.
bro.
Like that since I was a kid.
I think that's maturity, bro, because that's why I know God's real. I've had some times where I probably should have learned some things the hard way. Even in the last year, just choices and decisions I can think of that I've made just like financially, personally, like I should have learned some things the hard way, but God was always there to be like, one more chance, bro.
Yeah.
One more chance.
Yeah.
One more chance. And it's like, I'm like, all right, like eventually, bro, that one more chance ain't going to be there. You know what I mean? But I've gotten so much better at understanding that for certain things to like be self-aware enough to know like, hey, you make that choice, like this is what's going to come with it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
But support system's big too, bro. Like who you have. Like I think a lot of times, like for me, bro, I'm always someone that people look to for advice, for like to consult them through things, like whether it's personal, business, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So even when you're that person, bro, it's important that you have a support system.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my mom, bro, my mom is like a rock star, bro.
Nice.
Like that's my ride or die.
Yeah.
Like I could like, if I ever really need something to get it off my chest, I could just say exactly what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And she'll sit there in silence for a second and then spit it back to me real.
Okay.
The same thing that I would do to somebody.
Yeah.
And sometimes it pisses me off, but I always know it's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always know like that's the type of things you need in your life is people who are going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Yeah. And you never take it well. It's always hardest to hear it from those types of people too, right?
Yeah, bro. But like there's also those types of people who won't tell you.
Yeah. So there's mostly that.
And that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, you need people around you who are going to hold you accountable, bro.
Yeah, and that's something I'm struggling with now too. And no offense to anyone who's watching this, but like because of my first 6 months in downtown Phoenix, like it was a lot of partying and craziness, and the people I met were wild, crazy people, and it's just like I'm phasing out of that, right? And it's just like I'm having a difficult time that there are these new people in my life, and they only know me as like this brief moment of like me being extra wild, right? And now I'm like kind of getting back to like who I usually am, and it's just like now I probably don't seem as fun. I probably seem like a little standoffish.
It's the same with family, bro.
Yeah,
where it's like you can only reach out so many times. You can only extend yourself to them so many times, bro. To where you're at a point where you're exhausted with it, and it's just like, why is this a one-way street?
Yeah.
And that's more what it comes about, is because when things serve purpose to you, or they care about you, or like, and there's different ways of showing. There's a difference between like support and like care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's different ways to be there for people, bro. And I think that it's important to just know, like, nobody owes you anything. That's the other thing too, whether it's family or friends or whatever.
Yeah.
No one owes anybody anything.
Right.
Now, there's certain people that you expect things from.
Right.
And expectations is what sets you up to get hurt the most.
Yeah, 100%.
Whether it's business, you're expecting this promotion and then somebody else gets it, you're let down.
Yeah.
You're expecting to get married, you don't get married. She doesn't want to get married yet. He doesn't want to get married yet. You're let down. You're expecting, like, you have to learn to get rid of expectations.
Yeah.
And that's like, for me, bro, I've had to learn you can't expect anything from anybody, bro, because that's how you get let down. When you expect the answer, the call back, the response, the help, the appreciation, the love, you know, you can't expect it. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, if everybody cared about the things that you care about in your life would be a lot different.
Yeah.
Same with mine.
Yeah.
Like, if everybody was down to like repost my music and be like, he's got the Time song out, Shazam it when you hear it, you know what I mean? Get this shirt, wear it. Like, bro, I would be out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But and I can't expect that.
Yeah.
If you expect it, you know, also too, I know people are going to watch this and be like, that's an entitled state of mind. That's entitlement. Maybe it is. But either way, whether you feel entitled or expect, you know, change the word, whatever it is, that's what's going to let you down when things don't go your way.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to be self-sufficient. And that's where you have the opportunity to be different.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, bro, look at something and they're like for example, like we're looking like to our right, there's a big construction site. Like, if we had to get up to the second floor right now, most people would come and be like, bro, you can't do that.
Right.
But then, like, you know, someone like me would be like, all right, let's see if we can stack that up.
I was just looking at the pile.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's two different perspectives of how can you do things.
We can get up there. Yeah.
That's my point, bro. So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you have to look at things different.
Yeah.
And most people, bro, they stop at that first example where there's like a little roadblock and they're like, we got to go a different way.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Do we?
Right.
Because literally, like, and that's that meme you see where there's the person who's like etching through the tunnel at the diamond.
Yeah, and the guy turning around.
And then he turns around and the guy's like right there.
3 meters from gold, right?
Bro, and it's like, I've had to learn, even on like right now, like, I suck at working out.
Yeah.
I really do. Like, I've gotten to the point where like I'll go a week or two and I'll go hard.
Yeah.
And then like the one or two people's like, hey, you look good. And I'm like, I look good. And then I go to Fry's and get some fried chicken. You know what I mean? So, but no, I really feel like I'm at the point right now where I've had some actual consistency. I've lost some good weight. I'm down below a point that I've been in a long time.
Okay.
But it's like, bro, it's a mental test every day.
Yeah.
Because every day I'm just like, I don't want to go do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this.
Right.
I don't want to go in there.
I'm with you, man.
But I'm saying that's everything in life, bro.
It really is.
It's not just the gym. It's just, that's why they tell you to go to the gym. I'm like starting to get it. Light bulbs actually going off. Things people tell you forever, but until you go through it, like, you got to work out every day, because that's the same as you got to get up and do them cold calls every day. You got to get up and run your pipeline for your business. You got to get up and figure out your marketing for you know, whatever, like your show, my music. Like, you have to have your day segmented, and you have to be a robot.
Yeah.
If you're not a robot, good luck.
Yep.
You can't, like, the only people who can get up and really just kind of like, there's probably two people, bro. It's the person who has the blessing of like a significant other or a family member that's just got hella bread and they can just go through life.
Yeah.
And then there's the artist or the entertainer that is just so good at what they do.
Yep.
Like the football player or the musician or whatever.
Yeah.
That literally it's actually monetarily worth it for whoever is around them to just like get them to Greek, you know what I mean? Just like just like,
get them there.
Just get them there. You know what I mean? So it's like there's those two types of people. Everybody else got to work every day for everything.
Yeah.
And I really mean that. You know what I mean? So it's like,
and the minute you stop is the minute the momentum goes the other way.
Bro, I can tell you, I did everything I needed to in the last couple years of my life to get myself to downtown Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, I built my business up. I built my credit up. I got my money up. I did it all on my own.
Yep.
And I got to downtown Phoenix, bro, and I went through the deepest, darkest spell of depression I've ever been through in my life, bro. Could not get myself out. And I'm always the one that was helping people get out, helping people figure it out.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out myself. And I still, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. I've gotten to a way better spot. But I'm saying all that to be said, bro, like, that's the chapters or the seasons of life that you go through. And I lost my train of thought. It was going to be good.
Okay.
But damn it. That happens.
No, man. But like, you're right though. You have to go through all of that though, right?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the bad stuff's equally as important as the good stuff. You know,
It's
what I
all
mean?
important, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the journey.
Because you learn the most through the bad stuff, right?
Right.
And like even me now, like knowing that I got carried away when I moved down here, right? I just moved into my second apartment downtown. Now it's just like a fresh slate now. So now it's like,
Absolutely.
all right, what did I learn the first 6 months? You know, okay, maybe like don't go out every single night, right?
Facts,
Maybe
bro.
regulate the places you let yourself. You know, I mean, I don't even do cocaine. But I can't tell you how many living rooms I found myself in just watching people do cocaine. I'm like,
Bro,
why the fuck am I even here?
You're definitely not wrong, bro, to even touch base on that. That is probably the biggest, like, I'm not gonna, like, maybe low key is an epidemic. It's just like
It's a way more common than
people
people
like
realize.
it's the next like marijuana where like
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, when I was growing up in high school, like you couldn't have pot, you know what
Yeah,
I mean? And
yeah.
now it's recreational.
Yeah.
Like I'm just worried they're gonna be like, you know, come buy a bump at Circle K. You know
I was
what
at
mean?
Fry's downtown like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And somebody's Coke baggie must have fell out of their bag because I was in the self-checkout. And right on the scanner, there's a baggie of Coke. And the employee is standing next to me. And she sees it. She grabs it. She's like, I'm sorry about that. And she threw it away. It was literally a Coke baggie on the scanner.
I mean, that's
at
not,
Fry's.
Don't surprise me, bro. Like
No,
I think
not down here.
it doesn't, bro. Like it's actually kind of crazy, like the amount of people that do it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's what's crazy too, is like it's one of those things, bro, where if you don't know mannerisms and you don't know like how people kind of act character wise when they do it,
Yeah.
most people will never know because you
Yeah.
could just sneak off into a bathroom.
Yeah.
You can just hit it really quick in a stall
Yep.
or wherever, or hey, can I use your bathroom really quick or whatever. Obviously, frequent bathroom trips is a giveaway.
That's a
But
sign.
you know, also like when you're out drinking, bro, who doesn't break the seal and have to go to the bathroom
Right.
frequently? So I'm just saying, like, bro. That being said,
Yeah.
it's been like I see it like you see it, but then I've also come to realize it's around me way more than I know.
Yeah.
People I know.
Yep.
They do that shit. Like I said, like, it's part of like their and it ain't no.
If you
I've
go
never
to-
done it. I've never done it. Not
Never?
one time. Not once, bro. But I
Yeah.
also know my personality,
Yeah.
bro. If I do that thing one time,
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah. See, I feel like I got lucky because I feel like I could like it, but I've done it a couple times and it plugs my nose for literally like 8 days afterwards. And I
Right.
get all weird and claustrophobic-y feeling. And it's so terrible that it's not worth doing
Bro,
it.
I've kind of come to realize, like, and this is kind of a crazy thought too, because you're like, no, nah, trust me, hear me out, bro. If you like don't get time away from substances,
Yeah.
tree, drink,
Yep.
whatever you're going through, you'll really never know yourself.
Yeah.
And when you become past 21, so many of us have a drink at least every third day.
Yeah.
Smoke every third day.
Yep.
Like at the most, like I'm saying a lot of people, they have one or the other. You know, they
Yeah.
have some substance or vice that they use to give themselves some relief or release.
Yeah.
And that's like crazy because you never really get to know yourself.
Yeah.
And I've done some detoxes, bro, but I'll be one to say, like, I'll detox everything, but I'll be like, man, I just need to smoke a little tree.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Same.
you know what I mean? But it's also just like, bro, you know, if you detox that, you could really get to know yourself. But
For sure.
I've unfortunately been a burner so long that, you know,
Yeah.
anytime I do detox like that, it actually controls me to the point where, like, it messes with my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So I do really want to do that, but it's got to be at a point where like I can afford to take like a month off and not do anything.
Yeah. Okay.
And like work out and do everything I want, but like when your boy need a nap, that was the one thing it was, bro.
Yeah.
It's like because I smoke blunts,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
the nicotine and the blunt,
The tobacco too. Yeah.
that's what it is. I don't think it's the tree.
Yeah.
Because
I feel that.
So you know that's just one of those things. Woo!
We're good. Our lighting's still good. We're straight.
Timer went off.
I gotta figure out how to keep that on.
It's all good.
I'm gonna
But yeah.
pop it back on. Keep talking. Oh, that's all I had to do.
Motion sensor.
All right. These motion sensors work good, man. I don't know if it affects the video at all. Maybe a little bit. I can't tell if they could tell or not. I guess I'll read back. Where am I at? 30 minutes exactly.
30 minutes.
Sorry to cut you off like that.
No, you're good.
Yeah. You know, I'm with you on tree though, man, because like I literally smoke tree like almost every day. Like not a lot every day, but like, you know, because like for me, I have arthritis, and I don't, like you said about medicine, you know, for different reasons, but like I could easily be overly medicated for arthritis, and you know, a lot of the drugs they use, arthritis is it's an autoimmune disease, right? So what they give you is anti-autoimmune, which is basically chemo. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's so not worth it. I'm like the only thing I take for it is weed. You know
and that's the thing, bro, is I think everything, like whatever it is, you know, if you do it in moderation or whatever, is cool. Like I'm the same way. I like to burn after I work out when I wake up in the morning. You know, let my body relax before I get in the shower. And then like, you know, usually after my day. And then, you know, that's usually how it ends up working out for me. So
yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I just got distracted. You know, I like this little building, man. I have met so many amazing people here.
That's what downtown's all about, bro. You start to network and meet people, and then you see, like, in my building, I've met someone who works for NASA. I met a heart surgeon.
Really?
You know, I've met like TikTokers, like there's dancers, bro.
I feel like we're same in a lot of, I feel like we're similar in a lot of ways. I feel like we both are really good at meeting the right people, right?
Well, we're just social, bro. It's like you know, that's the one thing that like some people like drives them crazy, or they'll never understand it, and some people just align with it. But like I'm the guy, like if I'm standing in line at Walmart, I might talk to the person in front of me. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Maybe not Walmart, but you know what I mean? Like
my girl always says people are magnetized to me because like every conversation I have is like a podcast, and it's like I don't do it on purpose, but it's like I'm genuinely interested. I'm like, what do you do? What are you into,
bro? Because that's the thing.
Tell me about that.
You know what's crazy is we're all only like a person away from what we need or desire most, bro. You never know who that person's gonna be. Never.
You know, I have this tattoo on my hand. It says "Keep it moving." And that's like my
tattoo guy over here with everything we talk about.
I know, right? I know.
He's like, well, I got this one.
I got this one. But this is like my mantra in life, man. Just keeping things moving at all times. Good and the bad. Keep it going. Keep it moving. This phrase came into my mind. It was maybe 2009. I was on a city bus in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I was sitting next to this old Jamaican guy, right? And same, just like we're talking about now. We were just talking, killing 40 minutes on a bus. You know, had a cool conversation, and like the last thing he said was like, "Hey man, you're young, like you got a lot of life ahead of you." He's like, "If I could give you any advice, just keep it moving. No matter what happens, keep moving forward, keep it moving." And that phrase, "keep it moving," he said it like, I'm not going to do the Jamaican voice, but you can imagine. But you know, and then maybe like 3 years later, I was rapping at the time. I put out an album, called it "Keep It Moving." That was my best album I ever put out. I had a fucking sold out album release show at this club. It was amazing, one of the best nights of my life. So again, keep it moving, you know, and that's always, you know, and now getting divorced a couple of years ago, again, it's just like, well, what am I going to do? Like, fucking keep it moving. So
that's life, bro. If you don't keep that ball rolling, man, that you're in a bad spot, bro. The wheel don't stop for nobody.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It really doesn't. That's life, man.
I like it though, man. I like it. I like not knowing what's around every corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like right now the podcast is gaining steam again. Like, I've got like 3 people on this week with like 1 million followers, and like every time, like I go through phases where like I won't do one for months. You know what I mean? And then 100%. Like I'll just get so motivated, and I'll do 5 of them in a week. You know what I'm saying? And like
that's how it is, bro. You gotta just talk, man. Talk.
Yeah. And it's just like I feel so stupid for taking time off of doing it, because I'm happiest when I'm doing podcasts. I'm happiest hanging out, talking to people. The more I do, once I start posting these, 10 other people are gonna be like, "Oh damn, that's dope. Can I come do the podcast?" Now I got 10 new friends.
Right,
you
and you
got
10 new people to connect with and network.
Yeah,
with,
exactly.
I think that's like just all that, you know, you have to do as a creator, and I've come more to terms with it. Like, content's king. Any type of content. You know what I mean? Like, that's the most important thing right now. Gary Vee said it a while ago, but he's just like, it doesn't matter if you're an artist, if you own a bake shop, if you own a screen printing shop, like no matter what you do, like you're a content creator first. If you're not, you're going to get lost in this world. And, you know, I used to always like think about that and just be like, but now like years later, I can't stop hearing it where it's just like, bro, everything's content, because if you really have something you're trying to grow, some people don't care. Yeah. Some people have Instagram, bro, and like all that because they just maybe want to keep up with their friends or whatever.
Just
like
scroll reels all night. Yeah.
And to be honest, bro, like that social media gets the best of me, gets the best of everybody. But I'm working really hard to learn how to use it as a funnel for my business, a funnel for you know, my artist, like making music, getting better at using YouTube and TikTok, and like not using it as like a dating app like or to go entertain myself or to check on people. Like what, and that's what the higher percentage of users use it for. You know what I mean? Is to keep up with the Jones, to see what's going on. Like, but at the end of the day, you know, you got to be the Jones, bro.
Right.
You gotta
Somebody has to be, right?
Yeah. So you like, and it's like whether it's a facade or not. You know, I think the internet's fake.
Yeah.
I think it's dumb. I think there's like it's not real, bro. I think the amount of humor you get from it is great. Like I love sending memes back and forth with my friends. That's a love language to me. With all like if we send memes back and forth, like we locked in. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, we have a special sense of humor. We share.
You know, you're tighter with somebody depending on how dark the memes are.
Oh, just like depending on the sense of humor, bro. Like sometimes it's just like I know I can send this meme to this person, but not this person.
And I have some friends that send me just terrible things.
Oh, bro, like shit. I can think of I'm literally thinking of like 5 people off the top of my head right now that I send memes with, dog. So
dude, I got people.
Hey, if you're watching this, tag somebody who you send memes to.
Right, exactly. You know, I have people that I went to high school with, and I haven't spoken to them in like 10 years, right? I haven't seen them in over 10, and we only communicate. We don't say anything. We don't acknowledge them, but we just send them memes.
It's funny you say that. There's a girl I went to high school with, and like we always kind of like, I guess like chat back and forth here and there, like over the years. And she sends me this video the other day, and it's of this white guy, and he's like, it's like the way that like white guys from somewhere say goodbye, and it was like peace and blessings, and it was like on some like Malibu's Most Wanted show. I was like, is that how? Are you saying that's how I talk? She's like, that's exactly what I was saying, and I was just like, man. And then there was something else too. Earlier that day, I had met a dude up in my gym. We were working out. And we were just talking back and forth, and he was, I was like, yeah. So like, and then after like 30 minutes of us talking, like we just started. He was new in the building, and we were like sitting in the gym talking. After 30 minutes, I'm like, yeah. So I was like, where I grew up, I was like, you know, most of the people I spent my time with, that I grew up with, were like Mexican and black. I didn't have like a ton of like white friends, you know what I mean? So I got to be around a lot of culture. And he's like, yeah, I could hear it, I could see it. And I was just like, both those things happened in a short amount of time. I was like, damn, like, do I like I was like, maybe I should like be a little bit more, you know, just for my appearance, you know what I mean? But then I just was like, nah, that's just who I am. But it was a funny observation. I was like, damn, I guess I'm a little Malibu's Most Wanted.
A little bit,
here.
right?
I guess so, bro. I mean, I rap. I mean, I wear Jordans, Nikes. I guess if the shoe fits, wear it. But I was like,
guilty, bro. Guilty,
bro. You know what I mean? But I just couldn't. I couldn't imagine it any other way.
Yeah. Mine is all. Just
now, if I could sing.
Yeah.
Like really good?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd do some country or some shit. Just to culture vulture my own shit. And
culture vulture your own shit.
just, you know.
You do some country rap, do some Jelly Roll shit.
Yeah, I mean, it might. I mean, like, you know, I think that's great lane in like the next 10 years. I kind of want to manifest me like a Macklemore, Rick Ross situation. Rick Ross was like 35 when he made Every Day I'm Hustling.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
Really?
Yeah, 35. And then Macklemore, when Thrift Shop blew up, was like 32.
Dude, I have a Macklemore story. So when I was at like
that up, I'm pretty sure he was at.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. No, he definitely was. So when I was at like the height of my making rap music, you know, maybe like 2010, I lived in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah.
And all my roommates were rappers, called the Rap House, right? And one day I came in, and there was a drunk guy sleeping on my couch, right? And I was like, oh, who's that? And they're like, oh, that's Ben. He was here for the rap show. I'm like, all right, cool. And I went upstairs and I went to sleep. And I came back downstairs and I'm like, oh, where'd that guy on the couch go? And they're like, he left this morning. And I was like, who the fuck was Ben? And they're like, oh, that's our friend from Seattle. And then 2 years later, I watch a TV and Macklemore's on. And I'm like, that's Ben. The guy sleeping on my couch was Macklemore.
That's
in
insane.
Maybe 2009, 2010. He didn't wake up. He wasn't sleeping. I didn't talk to him. I walked by enough to recognize him, and then he was gone by the time
you know what's kind of crazy, bro? 2 things. One, he was 33. But
that's
still,
crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
2, bro. No, bro. Like, I have a couple homies who have lived in LA. Mm-hmm. And the amount of people, like, that have like slept on their couch before they blew up is insane.
Yeah.
Like I've got one of my boys, and I won't even say names, like people know these people, but one of my boys, one of his producers that has done a lot of things on a lot of his well-known records. Yeah. Like found Post Malone, bro.
Really?
And Post Malone came up on his beats, bro. And I remember like when White Iverson was on SoundCloud. Yeah. Like this was like, you know, a long time ago. Yeah. They were like, oh, like this guy's gonna be something, bro. Yeah. And I remember like SoundCloud like was like, so we were bumping him on SoundCloud, bro. Yeah. And these are all the other songs that he had before he really like took off, right? Yeah. And then something ended up happening with them where, bro, probably he really did him a favor and he let him out of his deal with him. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, he's the biggest thing in the world.
That's crazy.
But it's like that happened, bro. I know like there's a couple other songs that like are viral songs that I can't even remember the artist's name, but you know, they got that song. We're like, oh yeah, I know that song.
Yeah, hell yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 of those stories through the same people, bro, that just same thing, bro. Yep. Fall asleep on couches, like. Because I think that, like, bro, that's part of the journey. Like, if you're really trying to, like, get somewhere, sometimes you got to really, like, put yourself in a spot where you're vulnerable. Yeah. You got to put yourself in a spot where, like, you don't want to be. Right. You know, Jerry Jones did Adam Schefter's very first podcast. And this was, like, 5 years ago, 6. This is, like, kind of when podcasts really started to become, like, a thing. Like, they're even more a thing now.
Yeah, of course.
But before then. And Jerry Jones put it as... He called it dancing with the devil. Yeah. And I think about it all the time, but it's like if you don't dance with the devil, you can't get there. Like he said when he bought the Cowboys, he was so broke, like so broke, that he had to find ways to make money. So what they invented was the draft room, the war room, which is where the TVs can go inside the NFL draft room, and they can literally videotape what's happening in there, and they could sell sponsorships. Okay. So Jerry was the first one to do this. Really? So he pioneers that. Yeah. And then ends up being able to make money off of that and then start marketing different things with the Cowboys, right? Now, next thing you know, the whole NFL does it. Guess who has their hand in everybody's pocket? Right. Because he set it up. Yeah. Now, you fast forward again, there's that was like one time he talked about dancing with the devil. And he talks about it again where he says that when he comes and he wants to get out of Texas Stadium and he wants to move into AT&T Stadium in Arlington, same thing happens again. He has to dance with the devil. Yep. Who could imagine that a man with this much money would have to do that? But he has to put everything he's got because it's not cheap to buy a building that big and own it and make payments on it and get credit and state of the art. So he did it again, you know. But he basically set it up to where he was the first facility to basically, you know, I heard Dalton Schultz, who just left and he's with the Texans now. He called it a zoo, and he said it with the utmost respect. Yeah. But basically, like, they set it up to where their players are in there working out, doing things, and, like, people can take tours of the building. Yeah. So you can see through the glass. You might see, like, if you're a Cowboys fan and CeeDee Lamb happens to be in there getting an individual work,out, like, you just had the luckiest tour of a lifetime. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just like, but they set it up for that. Yeah. They set it up for, you know, different, just different ways to market and make money that now everybody utilizes or does. Yep. But it's just, now it's the norm. Yeah. But nobody really pays attention to where things came from. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing is, like, to do that both times, there was a huge deal of risk involved. Yeah. Now maybe some could look at it less because it's Jerry Jones and things kind of can lead the way you'd expect. Right. But it just also goes to show, like, no matter who you are, where you're at, rich, poor, broke, in the middle, that risk is what's got to happen.
It's still there either way. You have to take some sort of risk, right?
100%, bro. Yeah. 100%. Risk it to get the biscuit.
That's it, man. It's the name of the game, right?
Absolutely.
Cool, man. Well, shit, dude. We did 45 minutes, so
that's a good one, bro. Time.
Yeah. This was a good one. I like this one, man. All the rest of them, we did more like interview stuff where we talked about rap and, you know.
If you are still here, though, make sure you do go stream my new single out with the Kid Friendly. It's called The Time Song, available on all platforms. No profanity. Play it around your kids. Play it around your mammy, your pappy, your granny, your friend, your sister, your neighbor. Don't worry about it. It's just the vibe.
How do they find you online?
At Tyler Drew Gill, man. If you're going to streaming, just Tyler Gill. Type in Tyler Gill, The Time Song, and you'll find what you're looking for.
I'll put a link to your Instagram and to the song in the YouTube notes.
Let's get it, man. I appreciate you for having me, dog.
Of course, man. Anytime. You got an open invite, man. The reason this is called Jake, James, and Friends you know, instead of some weird podcast thing. Is it's literally like I know too many cool people.
Gotta get the reoccurring.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you know, my buddy Versace, you know Versace King.
I don't know him, but
he's
sounds
like
a
a 25-year-old billionaire. He drives Lambos every day. He's got like $1 million.
Tell him let me hold some money.
He's coming tonight.
Just kidding.
He don't give me no money, man. I'm like, yo, bring me like a Louis scarf or something, dog.
Just drop me off one of your Bentleys, bro.
Yeah, there you go. But he's coming this afternoon. But you know, he's another recurring guest.
Facts.
So you know, I'm happy. Anytime you got anything to promote, talk about, you're always welcome to hit me up anytime.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, doggy.
All right, guys. See you next time. Peace.